In my last video, I called Amberlynn gross for treating YouTube like her personal GoFundMe, begging her audience to bankroll her weight loss because she doesn't want to die young, while smugly admitting she knows all the tools already. No self-respect, just shameless grift. And let's not forget, a week ago she was leaving YouTube too vulnerable to film. Now she's just violating platform rules because the hustle never sleeps. This isn't a redemption arc. It's just a slow, greasy descent into irrelevance. The schedule is cracking, her credibility's shot, and the monetization tactics just backfired publicly. Frankly, I hope YouTube keeps hitting that remove button every time she tries to turn her poor health into a subscription service. But she still posts her weekly vlog like this is all no big deal. It's a usual warm greeting, a sigh of resignation. Nothing says happy to be here like immediate defeat. She's still going on about her cellulitis, and just like before, it's not her behaviour that's the problem, it's the floodwaters. Because how dare the rain not respect the fragile ecosystem that is Amberlynn Reid's legs? She goes on about how she used to take time off school and work during flare-ups, but now she's pushing through. She went to bingo in the movies and filmed it. The martyrdom is exhausting. And then comes the foreshadowing. Her schedule might be going away. However will we cope without 4 weekly reminders that she had burritos and a breakdown? She insists that she's hyper-focused on getting better. I assume she means better at justifying failure, because the weight loss, nutrition, therapy, doctor appointments, and basic adult responsibility are all still in the fantasy realm. The vlog has barely begun, and already we've been told to expect less effort, less content, and more excuses. It's a thrilling combination. If there were a competition for who could achieve the least while complaining the most, Amberlynn would be the undisputed heavyweight champion. Pun deeply, deeply intended. She morphs into life coach Lynn, preaching from the cluttered ruins of her own chaos. She begins this section with a forced gratitude exercise. 5 things she's thankful for typed dramatically into her MacBook like she's submitting them to the Pulitzer Committee. First up, the fur babies. Of course. The same ones that she overfeeds, underwalks, and leaves behind in another state. Next is the people in her life, which, considering the barren social ecosystem she's created, translates roughly to her mother and whatever friend hasn't escaped yet. Next on the list is YouTube, which is the only relationship in her life that's lasted longer than a couple of years. It's not just a hobby to her, it's the umbilical cord to her delusions. She says she's grateful to be alive, but she never takes her health seriously. She's grateful for breath while willfully inhaling buttered despair from a takeout container. The cognitive dissonance is practically Olympic. And then we get her little things list. Rain, which gave her cellulitis. Music, which she never explores beyond what TikTok shoves in her face. Clean sheets, congratulations on bare minimum hygiene. And of course, Lego. Because nothing says mature gratitude like plastic blocks and a vague rush of dopamine she can't even name correctly. A blimp of excitement? No, Amber. The blimp of excitement is you reflected in the microwave door. And then the affirmations. Rewire your brain, she says, as if this isn't the same woman who insists her brain is broken, traumatized, and irreversibly damaged every other video. She demands positivity from the universe like a child slapping a vending machine expecting caviar. We hit the stage of the vlog where the protagonist has nothing left to say, so she drags us kicking and screaming into a flavoured soda review. The drama, the arc, the stakes. She spends more emotional energy describing Dr. Pepper Blackberry than she does her actual mind, body, or life-threatening illnesses. And honestly, that kinda tracks. She proceeds to make a dramatic face, declares it gross, and then tells us not to trust her opinion. Ironically, it's the most honest moment of the vlog. Don't trust her word, on anything, ever. Even she knows it. We're only 5 minutes in, and thus far we've accomplished a gratitude list that reads like it was written by an AI trained on Instagram captions, a soda review, and a vague sniffle in the direction of trying to get better. This isn't content. This is what happens when a woman runs out of excuses but keeps uploading out of habit. The vlog transforms into another Amazon haul video, as Her Highness of Hoarding guides us through her weekly consumption of capitalism's finest. We begin with food bars, not sponsored, but you'd think so based on how earnestly she shills them in advance. Nothing screams nutritional credibility like ordering protein bars based on vibes and TikTok hearsay. Then it's onto the water panic. She's terrified of sink water. Of course she is. She's a mental wellness queen. But that contamination OCD apparently doesn't apply to takeout or cans of blackberry flavoured motor oil. So she's bought an automatic water dispenser? It's huge personal growth apparently, because filtered water is only accessible if it's dispensed via LED-lit countertop contraptions. We're treated to the great rebirth of Amberlynn's kitchen, a noble kingdom rising from the ashes of dropped air fryers. She's also giving away all her old cooking gear, and we've never really seen her use any of this anyway beyond cooking up some vague nightmare. In exchange, she just presents us with a blindingly white knife set that looks like a Pinterest board threw up, some matching pots, pans, spoons, and knives. Knives. Utensils that match the aesthetic, because God forbid the spatula clash with the crockery, and of course a new air fryer that replaces the one she claims to have dropped. It's suspiciously vague for someone who documents every single thing she does. None of this is about cooking. It's about buying the fantasy of a woman who cooks. It's a lifestyle haul for a lifestyle that doesn't exist, and it's exhausting. She could have filmed herself making an actual meal with all this inspiration. So what's next? $400 worth of yoga mats so she can tell us how hard it is to emotionally commit to stretching? But the centerpiece of this week's tragic comedy is the weight loss injection she won't be getting. Cue the dramatic harp music. They denied her. The terrifying tyranny of medical diligence has foiled her again. How dare a licensed provider assess her gallbladder history and cancer risk before handing her a powerful hormone on a silver platter? How dare they prioritize medical protocol over her desperate narrative? What's next? Expecting her to follow doctor's advice? Naturally, she's spiraling as much as she's pretending she isn't. My favourite part is when she says, I was going to show the screenshots, but now I'm not. Because of course she isn't. She's oversharing too much lately. Sure. This isn't her keeping receipts for maximum dramatic payoff. This isn't her teasing evidence like a soap opera villain monologuing. It's just her own restraint, her own modesty. It's bullshit. The truth is, being denied means she gets to do nothing and call it a setback. It's the perfect Amberlynn scenario. Maximum pity, zero action. And she is going to coast on that denial like a turtle on a lazy river, milking it for every last empathetic drop. To be continued, she says. Yes, the saga of the woman who fought nothing and still lost. We end, as always, with an oracle reading, because who needs accountability when the cards can simply tell her she's on the brink of greatness? The universe, apparently, wants her to be disciplined, structured, consistent. What does she take from this clear cosmic message? That she's strong enough to break her bad habits. This isn't a vlog, it's just a pity parade with a shopping montage and some delusion. The only transformation happening here is in the Lego builds, and unlike her health, they actually get completed. And there it is. The vlog concludes with no insight or accountability, but just her looking at an illustration of a caterpillar. A spiritual breakthrough via clip art. She tells us she's been dishonest with herself, shocking, and then somehow manages to make that moment of lucidity another excuse for half-measured inaction. She says she needs help from everyone. Therapists, doctors, dietitians, the cards, the cosmos, the audience, the checkout girl at Walmart. The only thing she ever commits to is buying more kitchen stuff she'll never use. She tells us that YouTube won't let her talk about what's really going on, when in fact she just got flagged for openly begging her audience to finance her weight loss medication like she's running a GoFundMe for self-control. She's not some silenced prophet, she's a grifter with a glitter brush set. This isn't vulnerability, it's just theatre and not even the good kind. I leave this vlog with the same feeling I had coming in. Cold, tired, and ready for silence. So, see you in the next disaster. Maybe she'll be a butterfly by then. Doubtful.